Katie, how are you? How are you tonight? You just disappeared on me. Where'd you go?
Sorry,
Right,
technical
right, right.
error.
Happy Thursday.
Happy
Katie,
Thursday.
I feel, let's start off here. I feel like a bad friend. Like, I know you're busy and I'm busy. I haven't seen you probably since the last time we did our last
I
show.
know it's bad.
Do you love me still?
I love you.
Do you, how
And we're
much?
gonna hang out Saturday, and it's gonna be
Scale,
awesome.
scale to 1 to 7. How much do you love me?
1 to 7.
Yeah. I don't believe in it. Scale to 1 to 10. I think it's a flawed scale. Scale to 1 to 7. Where do you rank me?
6.75.
What do I got to do to get to a 7? So I do miss you. It's been a minute. What's been going on. I know you're being an incredible mom, and I know baby Q's growing, and I know he just dropped a ton of Legos for Jake to pick up before we started the show. But what's going on with you? How are you?
Good. We're good. It just staying busy with work, and we launched a new kind of online presence this week. We're the gutdoctors.net. So basically what we're doing is trying to take a little bit more of a virtual approach to what we're already doing here in town. And so I do a lot of gut work, and there's a huge need for gut health information and just help in general with patients with problems. So we're doing a little bit more of an online virtual presence with that, and I'm pretty excited about that new venture this week. Always something, always an iron in the fire. You know how it is.
Oh yeah. Are you at least finding some time for yourself though? Are you able to like kind of wind down and spend time for you?
Well, I am lucky that I don't work full time. So I do get a lot of time with Quentin. I get more time with him than most moms do. And I'm so blessed to do that. And then my other part of winding down is music, and it's busy season. I got something every weekend in November. So that's my kind of go out and unwind stuff, kind of have fun.
Good. No.
How about you? You've been traveling?
I'm on a plane every week almost, and I've been grinding hard. And I told myself I'm going to put myself on a travel ban in November and December, and I failed. So I say no traveling for this guy for November, December. I've been on a plane every week in November. Now, a very, very close dealer friend of mine, very dear friend, love him like a brother, and I'm getting ready to launch his stores. He told me on Monday or Tuesday. What's today? Like Thursday? I think today's Thursday, isn't it?
Yes, Thursday.
He said Monday or Tuesday. He goes, Adam, I think I'm going to have to delay the launch. Can we reschedule? I said, yes, we can. He goes, are you sure you're not mad? I go, dude, I would love to be home next week. I am so good rescheduling. It's not even funny. Like,
are you going to be home for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be home for Thanksgiving. So yeah, no, I'm grinding. I'm running hard. But you know what? I tell everybody I've got 8 years. I got to do this for 8 years. I got to run for 8 years. I'm 42, 8 more years of the grind. And then I will work on my business and not in my business. Because here, as an entrepreneur, let me ask you, Katie, in a perfect world, we build these companies, right? You got a handful of companies, I got a handful of companies, and we've got all these people that are exceptional within our companies. And the idea, I think, is to be able to build something fantastic and get them to sustain, grow, scale without us, right? I think that's the goal, for us not to be involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but what's the secret formula? Have you figured that out yet? Because I'm still searching.
No, it's so hard. And especially in my business, it's like, you market, you may be a little bit slower time, you have more time to market. And I even have marketing people that help me, but still I have to do my own as well. You know how it is. Nobody can ever market you like you can yourself. You've said that once. Jake says that all the time, that you've said that. But, you do this marketing, and then you get this influx of business, and then you don't have time to market. And then all of a sudden you get the slow time again. You're like, dang, I should have been marketing. So it's a hard balance working in and on. And I don't believe you for a hot second that you will ever not work in your business. So
I'm gonna have
we'll see what happens.
I don't know. I think it was in Dallas, and I was talking to a gentleman. He's like, what are you going to do when you retire? What's that look like? Paint the Adam Marburger retirement picture. And I said, all right, couple things. I'm not shaving. I hate shaving. I despise shaving. The hair is going to grow really long, and I'm never wearing socks again. And I'm going to learn to play maybe the ukulele. Like, I'm going to play on the beach somewhere, and that's what I'm going to do. Hair's going to grow, no socks, and I don't want to shave. How about you? What is here, Kate? Let me ask you real quick before we bring our special guest on. Retirement. Let's pretend for a minute. let's pretend money's no object. You and Jake are set. Baby Q is out of college and he's moved on. What does that look like? What's retirement? Where are you? What are you doing?
We always say if he wants us to, we'll move wherever he's going. And hopefully it's somewhere warm because I'm already over tomorrow's weather and hasn't even happened yet.
I saw it. I think we're going to hit the 20s tomorrow, right?
Oh my God. 40-degree drop. 40-degree drop.
Yeah.
In one day.
Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. So welcome back. Here's what Katie and I ask of you. All right. So we love our community. We love you. We love you. We're here to celebrate entrepreneurs. We're here to celebrate people doing things in our community that are making a difference. Share this feed. Katie's friends. I'm bringing my homegirl here in a minute. Missy's friends. Katie's friends. Share this feed out because tonight we're going to celebrate somebody very special. We're going to celebrate somebody I've known for dang near 3 decades. And I know I'm old, but I've known this woman for almost 3 decades. She's been a very, very great friend to me. And she's done some incredible things with her new business. And we're here to celebrate. So with no further ado here, we're going to bring on our friend, Missy Bell. Missy, welcome to Wake Up Riverbend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm acceptable. So I'm better now that you're here. So I'm glad, you and I, we've been talking for a couple of months. And, when Katie and I decided to start this, we put a nice list of people together that we want to bring on the show. And you were one of the top people. And, our schedules have been a little conflicted, but I'm so glad that we were able to put the time together. And in a little bit, down the road here in about 20 minutes, I'm going to talk about what I saw today because I had the honor and privilege to actually show up at your place of employment today. And I was absolutely blown away. So what I would like to do, please, if you would introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business, and let's welcome to the party, Missy.
Okay. My name is Missy. I own Rustic Roots in Wood River. It's been open since 2016. And what else?
Well, you're a Wood River alum, right? Because
yes,
you're here. I'm an Oiler. You're an Oiler. I will say that here I'm a little bit. I'm not saying that the Oilers are better than the Shells. Would you agree that the Oilers are better than the Shells, Missy?
Yeah.
We're not as good as the Redbirds, right, Katie? Or here you were.
I'm not a Redbird. I'm an Explorer.
You're a Marquette Explorer.
Yeah.
But here, I would say that from the year of 1994 to 2002, we would dominate you Explorers. Does that bother you, Katie?
No, I wasn't there then. You're way older than me.
How much older? I'm only 10. What am I, 8 years, Katie?
No, you're 6 years older.
Okay. Okay. Well, here, this is what I would like to do. So Missy, Rustic Roots. All right. You own an incredible business. I mean, you have a one-stop shop for people to buy. Literally, if you want to go Christmas shopping, I will tell you right now, when I walked through there today, I'm a good gift giver throughout the year. I'm not the greatest at holiday season. I'm just not good at giving gifts. But when I walked through your place today, and it's been a couple of years, I left saying, you know what? I can do all of my Christmas shopping right here in one stop. So tell us a little bit about Rustic Roots. What made you decide to open this business, Missy?
Well, it was my grandfather's building. He had his construction company in here. And I mean, I grew up in the building. So when he passed, we didn't want really anybody else in the building. So Tim and I bought it from his estate, and Tim filled it up with all of his stuff for the first few years. And then I started refinishing furniture and decided to open up a little shop, and it's just been growing ever since. And I kicked him out, and then that's where it's been. And we've just kept expanding and adding, and it's been great.
So for if you were to tell everybody watching, what should they experience? So if we show up to Rustic Roots tomorrow morning when you open, what's that going to look like? What will we experience when we walk
You
in?
never know what you're going to walk into. It's pretty much home for us. So we might be playing cards. We might be unboxing new product. We might be sitting there hanging out with friends. You walk in and it's kind of you feel at home immediately. And then we have another little shop that just opened up in the building. So you've got 2 different shops to pick from. We have the event space where you can host events, parties. We've done all kinds. What else? I've got my my backup to keep me focused.
Your event space. The one thing I want to point out. So I was blown away by just your event space. You got a full bar, you got a liquor license. I mean, tell us how booked you are. Like what does that look like? Because it seems like you have a premier spot for people to hold masterminds, weddings, not weddings, but bridal showers.
We do small weddings.
Okay.
Yep, we have done small weddings. It's not your typical layout where you can walk down an aisle, but we make it work. We've had I think six weddings this year. They have to be small, but we've done birthday parties, graduation, baby and bridal showers.
What's your room capacity?
About 100. I mean, we've had a little bit more in there, and we can add a couple more tables. But we did expand a little bit more last year, and that room is now like where the food is. So it's not even in the event space. So that's where the new bar is.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. I mean, it's like you walk in there, it's like, wow, you're at peace. It's calm. Like there's something about the space, the lighting. You know, we talked about the doors. You told Tim, who's an absolute stud. Like I've seen his work. Like he's amazing at what he does. And to see that wall of all those doors, like that's the like explain that, because Katie, that's so I sent you the video today, kind of the whole place, but that wall, she has a wall that separates her event space from everything else, and it's all like different doors. Where did you come up with that concept? Why'd you do that?
Well, I wanted you to be able to see both, because they really do play off of each other. We've, even if somebody's in an event, if they're playing games or somebody needs to step out, they usually kind of wander through the shop and then go back in. But I wanted it to where you could see both. And we had actually had the doors. I mean, almost everything in here has been repurposed from either us collecting it or somebody we had one of our artists donate all the tin. We had, we've collected it over the years, and we already had the doors, and I knew exactly what I wanted. So I drew it out and he built it.
What is it that you sell? What would you say that is in your shop that is for sale?
Well, we have local artists and crafters that create pieces. We also have candles, jewelry, home decor, gift ideas like socks and novelty stuff, and personal care like bathhouse and sugar scrubs and soaps and what?
Don't you have salsa and like pickles and some food stuff too?
That was Amy's room. Let's talk about that. I was so blown away. So Amy Johnson, awesome human. She's got her own little business within your business. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Downtown Delights. Yep. She opened up last May. And she's got all kinds of good stuff. And again, she just keeps adding and growing, and she's got dips and salsas, and she even has local companies in there as well.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So we started, looking at you started Rustic Roots in 2016. And then in 2019, you added the event space.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, in 2019, we started booking our first events, and we ended that year with 96 events.
It's insane. And then in 2021, now you've added another business within your business.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's talk about 2023. Here, I understand. Let's talk for real quick. Everybody watching, Missy's friends, Katie's friends, my friends, which I only have 6 total. please share this out, because why we're doing this, we don't do this show for Katie and I to just chit chat. I mean, I love her, right? But here, I could text her. I don't need to talk to her, right? This is about celebrating local entrepreneurship, celebrating people in our community that are actually doing things, that are trying things. So please share this out. I want everybody to know who Missy is, and I want everybody to know what Rustic Roots is, because I'll tell you right now, like, I've been in there a couple of times, and I know for a fact, like, it's a one-stop shop for all your shopping needs. Like, there's a lot of things you can pick up there. Like, you can walk in there, like today, I bought a ton. I walked in there, it's like, you know what? I'm going to buy a candle. And I walked out with like dishes and like freaking I don't even know what else I bought, right?
You got 2 signs.
Yeah, I got a couple signs. So Rustic Roots is absolutely fabulous. So tell us, what's in the future? What are some of your visions? Where are you taking this company? What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, we still have quite a few projects that we want to finish here. We are adding something next year, but it's secret.
Okay. Tell us.
And then a goal would be to have a second location.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a much bigger venue. So
event spaces are needed here. I mean, I play music, and we play a lot of private parties, and people struggle finding events all the way from Edwardsville to here to, Jerseyville. And there are a few venues, but definitely needing some bigger ones too. So I'll help you, girl. Get a big old venue, and we'll be sending some people your way for sure.
We've got some people giving us some love. We've got Jessica here. Hi, beautiful girls. Obviously, I don't fall in that category. Michelle, is that Hazayan? How do you pronounce her last? I don't know, but best shop
Michelle
ever.
Ho.
Okay, awesome. Katie, Sheer DC, that's the place I was telling you. We got Natasha Martinez here. Scott Gaines, hey, what's up, brother? Get your butt down there and buy some stuff from Missy, would you? So let's talk about entrepreneurship. So Katie and I, when we talk to people, we can relate and we can be on the same page on how hard it is, how brutally difficult it is to come up. Here's your vision, and you take your vision, you put pen to paper on it, and then you get your finances behind it, and then you put it into action, and then you put together a marketing strategy, and then the marketing strategy leads to sales, and then sales. Like, it is difficult to open a company. So talk to us for a minute. Like, what are some of your struggles that you've experienced personally in your business over the last couple of years that you can share with other aspiring entrepreneurs?
Well, I think that, it's hard because you want to provide products and items that people want and that people need, or that, people searching for. And I think that's a part of it. But I mean, I have a great support system that if I bounce ideas off of them, they are either, no, that's not real good, or let's try this, or let's do it, but I think that it's just a gamble. I mean, you gotta just go for it.
Well, what did you do? Like, so COVID shows up, and he was impacted. I was impacted. I think everybody that's listening to this and watching this, I think we're all impacted. So what was that like, and what did you do to pivot?
So that was pretty scary for us because, obviously, we had just opened up the event space. So we had to do a lot of refunds and a lot of cancellations, which, we worked through. But then we started seeing that the shop was struggling. And so we kind of just said, all right, we got to fight for it. So we started doing live sales on Facebook, and we realized that, it was people were home and they weren't being able to do anything. So they loved shopping. And then of course it's Aaron and I, and we're a hot mess. So it was entertainment too.
Yeah, COVID was, that allowed us to think a little bit differently, use technology too.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it really, people showed up and people supported us, and it was fantastic. And that's what got us through it. Supporting local is huge. And especially if you want to see a shop stick around, you got to support them.
Local, that's what it's about, and I do not go to St. Louis as much as I used to, because I travel so much, and if I want to go to dinner, I'm still putting Alton, Godfrey, Wood River Business, Edwardsville, Jerseyville, on occasion like that. I want to support local. Like it is good to pour into our community. I think we all need to have that mindset.
It's huge.
We have to support each other. I mean, because in times of distress, we have to carry each other and help lift each other when we fall short, I mean, so let me ask you this. So what are, what's your big vision for this? So, there's a second location. If you could fast forward, let's say a decade down the road, like what is your kind of envision with Rustic Roots? Which your name's incredible. You got a great brand, you got a great product, but like kind of what's the exit look like? What are you doing all of this for?
So I can hand it over to Aaron and then I can just travel.
Perfect.
Where are you going to travel? Where do you want to go?
I want to go every place I haven't been. I love traveling. It's you have to.
I hate traveling.
For work, for leisure.
Yeah, I dig it. I had somebody ask me, this was like 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. I don't even remember. And they're like, where do you love to go the most? Like, what's your travel all the time? You're nonstop traveling. Where do you like to go the most? And it was the easiest answer to a question. I said, home. There is nothing, in my opinion, more spectacular than home. I love driving. I don't care if it's in the morning, midday, or even night. Driving, getting in Lambert Field, getting my car, getting into Alton, driving over that Clark Bridge into this beautiful little Alton River town. Like, that's what I love. And I remember growing up, I'm like, I want to get as far away from here as I possibly can. I used to talk crap on Alton and Woods River and it's my whole life. But now that I've experienced pretty much every city in our country, I love home. It's spectacular. I mean, tell us, Katie, I mean, what do you think of the business acumen in our community?
I'm sorry, you had.
What do you think as far as business is concerned? I mean, we got a really good thing going here in Alton, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We've got some cool shops like Missy's shop. Like that is, I love stuff like that. I'm definitely I haven't been down there. Natasha's been asking me, your friend been asking me to come down. I need to get down there. But just having like those little boutiques and stuff too. I love that hometown feel. You just don't get that in other cities, or even, not to rub it into Edwardsville, but I just feel like, my husband loves the hustle and bustle of Edwardsville, which is nice, the traffic for business, but I love the hometown feel that our smaller little communities have.
Well, it's more personal. It's more intimate. It's more personal. I mean, you come in here, and most of the products I have in the shop, there's a story as how it came into the shop, or it's a local artist, and it has it. And sometimes they're here. So it's definitely a different feel.
I was going to ask you that kind of a business that you have, I have some overhead as far as, items in my business that are overhead. How do you deal with that as a new business starting up, getting what you need to start your business, getting enough money to start with some product? How did you even come up with a plan to do that?
I didn't. I just kind of winged it. I mean, I'm still winging it. It's because everything that we have made, I've turned right back into it. So it just keeps growing, and it just keeps cycling, and it just keeps filtering back in. So
awesome. Let's talk about here. You just said something that spiked something.
Oh boy.
So this show is all about business and entrepreneurship and celebrating people, right? Well, we also want to share some really great tidbits for people to go out and make a difference. And one of my mentors is a gentleman by the name of Craig Schmitz. Craig owns Auto Centers. He just moved his store over to St. Louis, but Craig Schmitz has been a dear friend of mine. He's one of the most successful people that I've ever met. And he said years ago to me, he's like, Adam, let's make the deal and we'll figure it out later. All right. So there's two schools of thought on this. Okay. You can have a plan and you can be structured and have the business plan written out to a T, and you can have everything itemized and have your team in place, and you could go out and try to make it happen. Or you could just run hard and make it happen and figure out all the other shit later.
That's me.
Right. Like I've learned, and there's been, I've fallen on my butt a few times. I just cursed, and I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to curse ever. The S word. So mom, if you're watching, forgive me. But there's two schools of thought. We can be structured and plan everything, or we can just make the deal and figure it out later. Which one are you, Missy?
I am totally figuring it out later. Yeah.
What about you, Katie? Like, which where do you categorize?
I'm in between. I started a hormone replacement business here this year, and I had detailed exactly what each person was going to have done, written down on paper. My dad was that way with business, and I'm okay with it then morphing into something else. It doesn't have to be that exact way. Whatever works, so there's been times where I fly by the seat of my pants and other times where I try to be more structured, and I think both work for me. Just depends on what the issue is.
Yeah, I love it. I like the idea that you're in the middle, because I will tell you that I'm very calculated. I carry a legal pad and pen everywhere I go. I'm a very organized business owner, but when it comes to creating, starting, I'm one of those people like to run hard. Let's just figure it out later. Like it'll all come together, but I tell you, business is very, there's moments of bliss and enjoyment, but there's a lot of moments of setbacks and anger and stress. And I don't know about you ladies. I don't know if you've ever had tears come out of your eyes, pulling your hair out and just stressed out. So let me ask you this, Missy. When things are not going well and business is not where you want it, what are some of the things that you do to kind of get yourself back to center and where you can think and make better decisions for your company?
Well, I don't think I've ever been centered, but it's who I surround myself with. That's hands down. That's what gets me through it. Between the girls here, Amy and her shop, Erin, my mother-in-law is always down here doing something. She was down here mowing today, the front yard. It's my system. It's my support system that they get me through all of it. The good, the bad, you name it.
Love it. You love it. You're as good as the 5 people you surround yourself with, right?
Yeah.
If you want to do great things, you got to roll with great people.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So let's pretend for a minute, you're mentoring a bunch of 18-year-old boys and girls. We could say men and women at 18. Young entrepreneurs, people that have aspiration, people that have ideas and visions. What would you tell that room full of kids? We'll call them kids. In entering the world of business, what would be some advice that you would give to them that you learned in your entrepreneurial walk?
It's tough. You got to fight for it and you got to want it. It's not you clock in, you clock out. It's something that's on your mind constantly. You're always trying to figure out how you can better yourself. You always try to figure out how you can be unique, because there's so many shops popping up around that you want to stay different. You just don't get to clock in and out. It's all falls on you. The finances, the ideas, the work, the rearranging, all of it. It's tough.
It's kind of more fun though, right?
It is fun. Yeah. I love it's kind of funny. I'll rearrange the shop now as opposed to my house. So
working for yourself,
that now.
Yeah. Working for yourself, it's tough.
It is.
But then again, here, I'll tell you ladies a story and I'll let you make fun of me. So Missy, I was leaving your store today and my 11 o'clock canceled. My 11 o'clock canceled and moved the meeting to tomorrow. And so I was talking to Sylvia. I'm like, hey, so we can go to the office or we can go to the Eastgate Plaza and go to that Mexican place and get a margarita and lunch. And you know what we chose?
What?
The margarita. And so I took a picture of myself today. I said, give me a big one. I didn't know it was going to be like a gallon. And so I took a picture of it. I said, my boss says no drinking at lunch. Screw him anyway. And that's what I posted, because that's kind of here, every now and then we get to have a little, it's nice to be able to do, I don't want to say do what we want, but at some level we get to control our time. And, that is a benefit. Would you agree to being able to work for yourself?
Yeah. And there's no wardrobe requirements. I certainly don't get fired for wearing sweatpants to work.
So today, this is what I wore. I wore sweats and a hoodie today. I'm a suit and tie guy every day. It was so nice to wear sweatpants today. It's the greatest. Being able, so I talk all the time, and to me, I worked for a great company for a very long time. Craig Schmitz, Bill Hagley, Auto Centers, Nissan. I spent my entire life. You girls both know that. Like my entire life from the age basically of 22 to 37, I spent working for someone else. And it was great. I mean, they paid me very well. I had a good quality of life. I learned a whole lot. But at the end of the day, I was building somebody else's dream, and I felt that I deserved more, and I felt that I was capable of more. And that jumping off that deep end, jumping off of a safe existence, right? There's two paths we can go. There's two ways we can go. We can take a left and we can follow everybody else. We're going to get to the destination. It's going to be very safe. There's going to be no struggle along the way. Everybody else is going that way. So the crowd's going and we can follow the crowd, or we decide to go right instead of left. And right, there's a level of uncertainty. There's very few people on that path. It's kind of dark. It's scary. It's dangerous. There's a lot of times we get in our own way. But at the end, when we arrive at the destination, there's a lot of bliss and glory in that rainbow, and that pot of gold is at the end of the rainbow, right? And so the three of us on this call, we know what it's like to say, hey, listen, I'm not going to conform, and I'm not going to follow somebody else's dreams. We're going to follow our own. What are some of the most scariest things along the way? And Katie, I'll ask you here in a minute, but I'm going to start with Missy. Along this walk, because there was a time you worked for somebody else and you made the decision to jump off destination unknown. What were some of the things along the way that just scared the crap out of you? What were some of the biggest setbacks that happened in your life that you can share with others that will help them along the way?
I like when I first opened Rustic Roots, I didn't really look at any setbacks. I wasn't scared to try anything. I just I just did it. If it worked out, it worked out. If it didn't, it didn't. And I tried something else. I will say that I went into this pretty fearless. So, I mean, it's scarier now to try to keep it going than it ever was to start anything.
What's scarier now, though? So define that a little bit. Like, so what are some of the scarier things now? Just
because we're growing and there's so much more I want to do still. So I'm in that phase where I've now I got to do it. I got to do it again. I got to do the next step again, and that is, I don't know I guess it's not scary, but it's a little more intimidating now just because of the way the world is. But
the world is not the way it used to be. We're going to be real careful on this broadcast to not talk too much because we don't want to offend anyone. We agreed that we will not offend anyone, but we're in some we'll just call it weird times. We'll leave it at that. So Katie, you own a handful of companies. You're doing some big things over the last year and even coming up to the times we're in now. What are some of what is something that you can share with the up and coming entrepreneur that wants to get into business? What is some advice you could give them that is relevant to our current economic conditions?
Student loans are a real thing. And I don't think that I fully grasped what student loans were and paying back student loans meant until I started paying back student loans. And then I married someone who had even more student loans than I did. And so, if you're going to get a degree in college, get a useful degree. Don't go to college. You get a 4-year degree you're not going to use. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to have a college degree to do so many things now. And yes, I have 4 postgraduate degrees. So here I am saying this, but I don't care if my kid, wants to do a trade or learn something like that. He could start his own construction business or, anything like that. So I always tell young kids that come in and talk to me, because I get lots of kids in here and lots of kids talking about, what do you want to be when you grow up? Do something useful with your time and money. And if that's not college, that's okay. There are so many opportunities that you can do to grow, especially now. I feel like there is a need for new business and new things to open. And there's just a huge room for the next generation to come in and kick butt, I think.
Yeah, I love it. I agree. I agree. Missy, let me ask you, do you think college is for everyone?
No, it wasn't for me. And I went for everything but owning a business.
Yeah. And that's what happens all the time.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's, we talk about it. I think it's the status quo, here it's like graduate high school, go to college, get good grades, get a job. You got the house, the white picket fence, life's good, right? But here, like you said, Katie, college isn't for everyone. I remember, and I won't say the lady's name because you know her, Missy, but I remember my senior in high school, and I had enough credits to where I went to work half the day. I was in co-op. I lived on my own my senior. I had my own house. I was doing things I shouldn't be doing. We're not going to get into that on this show, and especially not tonight, because Missy, you saw a lot of the stuff I was doing back then, right? But I remember my counselor in high school, she told me I was a loser. She told me I was a piece of crap and I'd never amount to anything. And I remember going home, and it was very difficult. I never cried. I was a macho, tough guy. Nobody ever got to me, but she did. She got to me. And I remember crying on my way home going, you know what? I'm going to show this person. I'm going to show this person. And that fire in my belly still lives to this day. And so, for me, college was a very good education. I got 2 years in and I dropped out. I dropped out because I saw the automotive industry as an opportunity for me. And praise God for the automotive industry, because without the automotive industry, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. But like, I dropped out of college with a smile on my face, and I knew that it was the right decision. And a lot of people, I feel, and Katie, maybe you can elaborate on this, and Missy, you too. Do you feel like some people are pressured into college? Do you think people are pressured into it?
Absolutely. And I think parents don't realize too, it's almost like you got to go to college. You got to go to college. Okay. Now we're at this point where everybody has a college degree and the jobs are not available, for whatever your degree is. And it was almost like this boom and this influx of now everybody can afford it and go and get assistance. And now it's almost, we're seeing some sort of retraction. College enrollment is actually down. And so it's very interesting, the patterns that you see, and what it was important, 50 years ago is not as important anymore.
Yeah.
It's just very interesting to see the shift.
Yeah. You ladies, I got I'm going to throw this a different direction real quick. And I didn't prep for this. So Katie, it is what it is. So like I struggle with balance. I am always working, and I'm when I have my daughters, I'm really good at shutting it down, because those girls, they own my life. They're okay. But outside of having my daughters, like I could be out to dinner, like Katie, like I could be out with you and Jake and Sylvia, and I'll be thinking about work at the table. Like
I know I yell at you all the time to get off your phone.
I just don't stop, right? So let's pretend for a minute. That our businesses are succeeding and money's no object, and we have plenty to support our families and serve our community. And we want to paint a picture, of the most perfect day. This day is like, let's pretend that we have 24 hours and that we get to paint whatever picture we want with whoever we want, wherever we want. And it's the most perfect day. I'm going to start with you, Missy. What does that picture look like? What's the most perfect day for you on this earth?
Anywhere where there's a campfire or running water, whether it be a river or an ocean or whatever. Just I could stare at water and fire all day, all night.
Who are you with? Who are you going to be with?
My crew.
Love it.
And my people.
I love it. What about you, Katie? The most perfect day. What does that look like? And I better be included or I'll be super pissed.
Well, I have a very small family. Like there'll be 4 of us at Thanksgiving. So I have a lot of friends who are also my family. And Adam, of course, you're included. And yeah. And mine is also water, but it's got to be hot and sand beach.
Yeah. So me, what I see is I'm on the beautiful island of Maui. I get to wake up. I'm going to go for a nice little jog. And then I'm going to do a little bit of light yoga and maybe some meditation, maybe some breath work. I'm going to do a little jujitsu. And then after that, I'm just going to sit on the beach and I want to collect the sun. That's where I want to be. I want to be on Maui. He's
going to jog on his perfect day.
Yeah, you're dang right.
Jog on my.
Why would you? Well, here you can jog and have a soft J. You could there could be a soft J and you could jog or you could walk fast. Speaking of which, I was just in Hawaii with Nick and Megan Funk and Sylvia and her parents. And I went walking in the morning with Megan Funk a few mornings. And maybe she's watching, maybe she's not. Megan, I love you. I love you. You're my favorite Funk. Never forget it. She walks so fast, Katie.
I'll bet. Funk, I was getting ready to say, but she killed you.
Dude, she walks like I sprint. It's like, dude, slow down, Megan. Like I can't. And I'm 6'2". I walk fast. Oh, she sprint walks. It's crazy.
Awesome.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So let's do this. We're winding down. We're kind of making our descent here. Let's go back to Rustic Roots. You've been in business since 2016. You've grown, you've scaled, you have so many more opportunities. What do you, as far as like, if I'm brand new, I've never heard of your place. Why? Tell me real quick. Why should I come there? Like I'm brand new. You meet me I'm at Schnucks. I run into you. And why should I come into Rustic Roots tomorrow? What's the main reason?
Because it's awesome. Duh.
Well, I know it's awesome personally, but maybe if I haven't been there, I don't know it's awesome.
I mean, I don't. It is awesome. I know that's what I responded. You'll find all kinds of good stuff. Whether you find something for a gift or someone special or yourself or there's all kinds of stuff that we provide and even just the feeling of coming in. We were all sitting over here at the round table when you come in, and we're all cracking up and joking around, and Lori has the little hands that she puts in, and we had customers come in like hadn't been in, and they're like, what in the hell is going on here? But they've been back ever since. Like I said, you never know what you're going to get when you walk in here.
That's how it is at my office, and I love that. You got to have fun. You have to have fun.
We have fun. I mean, you can find something awesome to buy. You can go over to Downtown Delights, pick up some pickles. But we have all kinds of stuff. It's not just the products, it's the feeling, it's the story, it's right down to the story of the building or the story of the products that we carry and why they're in there and how they came into Rustic Roots. I mean, it's awesome.
It really is. It really is awesome. And like just being there today, and I deliberately, I knew you were on the show tonight. And I went there today for a reason, because I wanted to refresh my memory. I was there a couple years ago and you busted my chops.
Yep.
Missy, and I wouldn't expect anything less from you, you punk. But Miss Katie, Missy's texting me. She's like, do you need the address? You remember where it's at? I'm like, dude, it's not, I'm here. Like I have this abundance of time. Like, let me do it. So she's just heckling me. But when I was there today, I was when I walked in, first thing was I was proud. I was proud because I've known Missy a long time and I know her heart. I know her character. She's beautiful interior, exterior. She's just such a good person. And so to be able to walk in and see what she's built, it makes you super proud. And then when you walk around and you see the selection and the variety, there's these different areas in the building that are insane. You got your little soaps and bath bomb section, and then you got jewelry, and then you got fun stuff, then you got dishes, and then you go into an event space that looks super incredible. It is truly unique, and I'm proud of you, Missy. I really, really am. You know,
Thank
for
you.
those that are tuning in, put Rustic Roots on your to-do list, especially around the holidays. Especially around the holidays. You need to check this place out. What do you have coming up? Tell us real quick, Missy, some of the promotions, the end of the year stuff. Tell us what to expect in the next six weeks or so.
Okay. First of all, we have Shop Small, which is huge. You have to go out and support local. So stop by all your favorite places. And that's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We'll have door prizes. We've got great giveaways. And then what else? We have our holiday open house, which is December 5th, which kind of is mirroring our mirroring. Did I just make up a word?
It's fine. You can do that here. We're allowed.
Okay. We do ladies' nights every other month. But towards the holidays, we turn them into open houses because everyone's welcome. But we always have live music. This time we'll have a food truck. Santa will be here. Super excited about that. But we have vendors set up in the back, and there we have a great lineup this night. But that's 5 to 8 on December 5th. And then after that, we're open every day for the holidays. And then after Christmas, we will have a week where we will have a ton of huge sales in the back. We're loading up the event space for that. And then we usually close a couple weeks in January, and that's kind of when we get our projects done that we have set for our goals for next year. So
Fantastic.
But you can always check out our holiday hours on Facebook. So
I love it. So we appreciate your time. You know, I know that your schedule's been jacked, and like we tried to get on the calendar a few times, and I'm just glad that you were able to appropriate the time tonight. And I'm proud of you, Missy. I think you're doing exceptional things. You know, I've known you, and I don't have to stroke your ego because it's good size already. You know, I am so proud of you, and I love you so much. And just watching you grow over the last couple of years has been truly an honor, you know. And so
thank you.
So thank you. And we're here. I'm going to be down there supporting. I'll be down there. You know, Katie, you're going to be down there.
Katie, you have to come in.
I definitely will.
Hey, Natasha will be here this weekend.
Okay, I will try to make it down.
Yeah.
This is my only weekend off.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, Missy, thank you for your time. I love you. I love you. I love you. We'll talk sooner than later. Okay, sweetheart?
Yeah. Thank you for having me, guys.
Glad to have you.
Bye.
All right. Thank you. I told you like her.
She's great.
She's not awesome. Like
she's great.
Yeah,
I gotta get down there and check that out. I got some Christmas shopping to do.
Yeah. So Missy, like going back in time, like she was like a good influence on me. Like, you know, you meet people along the way that are like not great influences. Missy was that person that kind of put me in check. She would mother F me real quick if I was acting crazy. You know, she was like a younger mother type, like not mother, older sister type figure, if you will, you know, kind of like you are. You're like you're like a young mom to me. So anyway, Katie, as we end this, like what's new with you? What do you got going on? Talk to me a little bit about BioID. Anything new going on at your clinic that people need to know about?
I just posted an immune support today, which parents went crazy over. We've got some immune stuff for kids now, which is incredible. I use it on Quentin and cleared him right up. No ear infection, thank God. So people are going nuts over that. We got Baker's Inhale, of course, November 18th with Lady Luck. So that'll be fun. Check out Baker's Inhale. They have live music every weekend, but we're there that Friday night from 7 to 11.
Heck yeah.
And just busy with the holidays. How about you?
God, same here. You know, holidays are creeping up really fast. You know, I'm doing some forecasting for 2023. I'm actually looking at, it's kind of crazy. I'm looking to potentially leave for a few days to a destination unknown, so I can actually sit and write. I've got some writing I have to do and some projects, some big projects that I need to really write some content. So I'm thinking about disappearing and not telling anybody where I'm going, and just kind of
That'd be fun.
writing and meditating. I want to do some hiking. I want to kind of get super into, hey, I talk about being center. I want to find my center. I feel lately a little out of balance. Being self-aware is huge, especially in business. I'm a little out of balance right now, and I need to get back in balance.
I would agree with that. There's almost a full moon, so everybody's a little wonky right now.
Yeah, so I'll see you Saturday, right? What are you bringing to the house?
I am bringing a surprise. You gotta wait and find out.
I like surprise.
I'm excited. Oh,
where'd you go, girl? Well, Katie, I love you. I love you. And our friends and those that follow Katie and I here, on behalf of both of us, we appreciate you. Katie and I, we have limited availability to be able to do these shows. And the reason we do this is to celebrate those that are doing big things. Like, we make $0 doing this. We have no sponsors as of yet. And as a matter of fact, we're not really even looking for them. We're doing this because we want to celebrate small business. We want to celebrate community, and we want to empower people and inspire people. There's a lot of people, and Katie, we talk about this all the time. There's a lot of people that want to start a business. There's a lot of people that want to leave what they're doing to try something else, but they just don't know how. They don't have the resources. They don't have the background, the education, or most importantly, the support system. So what Katie and I have decided to do is, let's bring people together to create the support system. We're better together. And I think it's important that we share the message of entrepreneurship in our community. So Katie and I, we love you. Thank you very much for those that have followed our journey. We're 7 episodes in. Hopefully we've got another 700 ahead of us. So with that being said, this is the end of episode 7 of Wake Up Riverbend. We love you. We love you. Have a blessed weekend. And you know where to find us if you need us. All right. Peace.
Peace.